All right, I'm calling this meeting of the Public Works Committee to order. Can we have first of all, we need to admit Mr. Zay to the meeting. There's been a request to allow remote participation from member Jim Zay under Section 7 of the Open Meetings Act.
So moved.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we're good. And now roll call, please.
Chaplin,
Here.
Desart, Hart,
Here.
Ozog,
Here.
Tornatori,
Here.
Zay.
Here.
Okay, first of all, thanks to our wonderful staff. As always, any snow event is definitely a challenge, but I'm going to keep praying for as little snow as possible and we'll see what happens. But again, I thank you. Do we have any public comment?
Nope.
No? Okay. Next, I move for approval of the minutes from the January 4th, 2022 meeting.
So moved.
Second, okay. Any comments, changes? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
No opposed? Okay, thank you. First, I want to move for a budget transfer, facilities management and grounds. From FY21, a budget transfer of $100 is requested to cover the cost of waste removal for the grounds. I have a second.
Yes.
Any comments or discussions about this? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any against? Okay, thank you. Next, I want to move for approval of payment of claims, public works, and facilities management. Second from member Tornatori. Any comments or discussions about this item? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any against? Okay, thank you. Next, I want to move for approval of professional services agreement 2022-18. Recommendation for the approval of an agreement between the County of DuPage, Illinois and Desmond Incorporated to provide professional engineering services for a detailed condition assessment and capital expenditure plan for the 479 and 509 parking garages for facilities management for the period January 19th, 2022 through November 30th, 2022, for a total contract amount not to exceed $20,120. Professional services vetted through a qualification-based selection process in compliance with Illinois Local Government Professional Services Selection Act. I have a second from member Chaplin.
Yes.
Okay, any comments or discussions about this? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, none opposed? Thank you. Next, I move for approval of a bid award 2022-19, recommendation for the approval of contract to Chimera Water Solutions Incorporated to furnish and deliver liquid ferric chloride to the Knollwood Wastewater Treatment Facility for Public Works for the period April 1st, 2022 through March 31st, 2023, for a contract total amount not to exceed $16,900 per bid award number 21106 PW, 3 possible renewals. I have a second from member Chaplin. Any comments, discussions, questions? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
And none opposed? Okay, thank you. And next we have a contract increase. I move for approval of PWP 0106A21, recommendation to resolution PWP 010621 issued to Vizu Sewer of Illinois to supply additional CIPP sanitary sewer lining for public
Second.
works, to increase the contract in the amount of $4,104.75, taking the original contract amount of $241,780 and resulting in an amendment contract total amount not to exceed $245,844.75, an increase of 1.7%. I have a second from member Chaplin. Any comments, questions about this motion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And not opposed, motion passes, thank you. Next, under old business, we're going to have an update discussing RibFest 2022, an event proposed for June at the fairgrounds. Nick?
Tim, I know, has been in contact with the city of Wheaton on this, so we have a little bit more information regarding the proposed event in the future. And the only reason we're bringing this up twice now is because the overall size of that event. It's fairly large. Want to give an update what we've heard from the city of Wheaton.
Last week I emailed to everyone, the application they have is pretty detailed. There are some missing pieces. The two largest missing pieces is who will be the vendor for the carnival itself, and then the liquor license. Those issues haven't been resolved. But where the fair's issue is they want to try and book these musical acts, whoever they are. So the city of Wheaton so far has generally been, they don't have any issues with this. So staff wanted to just get any feedback from the committee, and if it's the committee's desire to get a consensus to inform, the city of Wheaton is the one that's issuing the permits. They're kind of wanting to make sure that the county is on board with this before they issue the gathering permit for this event because of the magnitude.
And the impact to the county itself, obviously on events like that, they'll be routing through the county campus. They will be utilizing likely some of our parking garages. We will, from a cost perspective, really Keith and his team are probably the only additional cost that we will see because of that event, and that will be the overtime, just to have a larger, more comprehensive presence of security here on the campus. But for the size of it, that's not out of the question. As far as traffic control, City of Wheaton will be working with the fair on that. They will be handling that. But most of the traffic will be trying to flow from County Farm through our campus as to keep it off of Manchester. That will be the plan.
Okay, I have a concern. I discussed this with the clerk briefly, and I know that she was going to be in touch with Jim McGuire at the fairgrounds. We have early voting going on, starting in a date in May, and the primary is July 28th. So I'm concerned about, I think we have several events going on in May and June. And I just want to be sure that that is being coordinated with the clerk's office, because the early voting, I believe, occurs in the southwest building. But we're going to have to be concerned about access to early voting and what the timeframes are. And I do believe early voting occurs on Saturday as well. So we need to make sure. I know the clerk was going to speak to Mr. McGuire. I'm not, this is probably about 5-6 days ago. So we need to make sure that that is taken into account, as City of Wheaton won't have anything to do with that approval.
Sure,
But that's certainly
absolutely.
something that we have to be thinking about. So that's on the table. I'm going to ask you to follow through with that.
Absolutely,
Tim,
will do.
and
Sure.
keep me posted with what we're doing.
Will do.
Okay, thank you.
Well, Breakfast isn't it until July, right?
June.
June.
I think it's the 11th of June, is that
Okay, so they're
correct?
moving it up.
The 17th to the 20th, and then 20th is June, is the recognized holiday in the state of Illinois for Juneteenth.
Okay, so that is the Juneteenth. Okay, so that would be, I'm not sure. I know they don't do early voting on Sunday. I'm gonna guess they may not do it on the Monday, but definitely on the Friday.
We will coordinate with
The Friday and
Yeah, we'll do
Saturday.
election.
Sure, will do.
And it's definitely, I think they shut down the day or two before the primaries, but it's definitely in that period. And the same with the events in May too.
Sure.
So we need to make sure we pay attention to that and coordinate with the clerk's office with the election division. Sam, Member
So-
Torrentore.
Seems so. So you're looking for a consensus from us to approve this, obviously subject to the city of Wheaton's permitting and liquor licensing.
And it's kind of funny because both, I mean, and Tim has developed a great relationship with City of Wheaton on these events, and they're actually looking to us before they sign off on it on their end to make sure we're okay with it on our end. We're making sure that they're okay with it before we sign off on it. So it's kind of a funny, but yes, if there's concurrence today, then Tim will talk to City of Wheaton saying that we have no concerns and they will likely sign off on the permit.
So do you want, I'm sorry, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. So the size of the event sounds like it's going to be quite large, right? But it's nothing that the fairgrounds hasn't managed before, correct?
They're estimating 15,000 people.
Each day or,
Correct.
okay,
The fair average is 20.
okay, so
So
it's more than.
Now I will be the first to admit, 15,000 is an educated guess.
Okay.
You get your history, but
Sure.
will people go from where the former location here, et cetera, will the weather cooperate? I mean, there's a variety of factors in that, but they're, sure, but those are the numbers.
I just want to make sure that capacity wise,
That was my first thought was,
we're
and
able
Keith's
to-
as well was, okay, what do we do with the fair? Because correct.
all right, so great, thank you. Yeah, as long as. we
It'll
can
be on
handle it,
par with
I
the
think it's
fair,
gonna
most
be a
likely.
great event. I think it's looking really forward to it, yeah.
Member Eckhoff.
First of all, I want to say that I'm looking forward to having Rib Fest near my house so I can charge all of you an arm and a leg to park my driveway. But
Discount.
what is the capacity for, at any one time, the number of people in the
They,
area?
Traditionally, those documents exist on the, like the EMT, the emergency response plan that's put together. I've seen it. I don't remember. Because they tend to reuse this, the same document is used 85% every year for the fair. I can look that up, and what it is it's, like you said, it's a capacity issue in the event of emergency. Probably the biggest emergency that would be felt is weather related. If they had an event, the beauty with this location for a weather event is that the deck exists. So in the event that extreme weather were to whip up, the deck is a safer record.
Well, like I talked to you before, my concern is in
Sure.
Naperville, they have parking off-site and then they literally, a school bus people in so that they can get a greater number of people in. And, which I don't have a problem with if they do it here. I just they have had a history of overpacking the place so that whoever the authority was in Naperville shut it down or close the gates so nobody else could get in.
Sure.
While they're still bussing people over thinking that they're gonna get in.
Sure.
And I think we need to make it clear to them that,
Okay.
you know, who's gonna be in charge of that? City of Wheaton? The man to count the number of people going in?
The
and
city of
stop it?
Wheaton has the ultimate control over this event, but it's my understanding that the Fair Association runs the event, but city of Wheaton is involved every step of the way. And I'm sure if they feel that they've reached as Tim said, the fire and the EMS are the two that will control it. And there's very strict numbers about what they can have on that property. And the city of Wheaton will probably shut them down at a certain point if it becomes too much.
But I would just think, since we're the landlords of the property, we should know what the capacity
Sure.
is.
Mhm.
Because it's the bands that really drive all that. I mean, the food's great, but if they get a good band that people want to see, then boom, there are multiple school buses over there.
Sure.
Okay, thank you, Member Eckhoff. Member Chaplin.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so as long as we capacity, like I said, is, okay, I have, no issues with it. And, it really is a great event because also, I believe the Naperville Exchange Club is a benefactor of the proceeds from this event. So a lot of the proceeds that they make are going to go back to the community. So it's a really great event. So if we can accommodate it, I think it's going to be really, really great.
I believe domestic violence is one of
Yes, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of,
focuses, so.
Nonprofits that are going to benefit.
They have reported that 100% of their profits are being donated back to the community.
Yeah, so if we can
that would be
work around
great.
it, I think it'd be really great.
So what I'd like to move right now is for consensus from the board, subject to coordination with the clerk's office and let's say the election division regarding early voting.
Sure.
Subject to coordination with early voting, that we are in favor of going forward with this approval with the city of Wheaton for Rib Fest in June 17th through the 20th. Can I have a roll call?
I need a second.
I don't need a roll call.
I
I need a second. Member Hart,
Wait, are we
second.
voting? There's nothing to
Not
vote.
really.
We're looking for a consensus, informal. We'll call this an informal consensus. Is everybody in favor?
Yeah.
Okay, hearing no objections. We're directing staff to go ahead, subject to coordination with the election division. Okay, we'll look forward to it, and we hope that Member Eckhoff will be reasonable in his driveway. fees.
When I spill over, you can just put them on your grill in your backyard.
Okay, and next, any other old business? Any new business? Hearing none, I move to adjourn. All in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, everybody. All right.